It's another video looking at racing going through to Sunday. I haven't done anything for Monday or Tuesday because frankly I didn't feel there's anything really worth noting there. So at Newbury we have the Allen Demon and Acres Mares Steeplechase listed race. There were 2 miles 7 and towards half a furlong on Wednesday. At Wincanton, 3 interesting races there. The Flaked Oats, quite a few years ago now, Flaked Oats Memorial Novices Handicap Steeplechase of 3 miles 1 furlong. You then have Handicap Hurdle over 3 miles, just over half a furlong. And lastly, a race I was trying to get to 2 years ago, I managed it brilliantly. I played a couple of videos to actually book the wrong meeting. It wasn't a problem one meeting, I was booked one train as well from Newcastle. It was a fair enough day at Wincanton I had, because I was like, well, I might as well now book it, I might as well go. But I meant to go to some national and I just booked a different meeting by mistake. Couldn't go last year, and this year in the end the trains came too expensive. I've also got plans anyway, I'm going to see suggestibles that I usually go to Newcastle, so that's the plan. But so like my so I would say, I think it's Richard Hoyle is another one who likes his sort of regional nationals, so Somerset National over 3 miles 2 and 162 yards. Over Ludlow, you've got an open hunter steeplechase over 2 miles 7 furlongs, 171 yards on the same day. Day afterwards, a couple of interesting races at the market of Rasen. There's a middle distance chase series veterans handicap steeplechase, a bit of mouthful there. 2 miles 5, 89 yards. And I've been to this meeting before, so I've been to Alan Swinbank Mare's Stando Open National Hunt Flat Race. One of the wear times of the National Flat Race is not the final race of my card. I think Worcester, when I went to the Fixed Bus Hurdle meeting, I think my National Flat Race in the middle of there, and I think some of maybe Hunchtown Festival when I went to 2017 may as well, but it's not a common thing to have. So I'm going to Newcastle, I'm going to this meeting on Friday, and 6 races with top quality prize money. I went to Kempton this sort of meeting once, I think. It's sort of maybe the same sort of thing, I'm not sure, but there's a Phyllis handicap over 7 furlongs. A 3-year-old trial way handicap, I'm not quite sure it's 12 was for what exactly, but I know 6 furlongs at that one as well. There's a marathon race at Ascot, certainly over 2 miles, just over half furlong. There's a middle distance trial race at handicap stakes on 1 mile 2. A handicap stakes over 6 furlongs and a handicap over 1 mile. I'm not quite sure what the trial races for what. Somewhere it looks to me all weather racing. Maybe it's or the final state at Newcastle. I'm not sure. It may well be for that, I'm not sure. It doesn't say for definite, it may well be. I might find out when I'm there. Maybe see it says in the race card. Same day, Windsor is some interesting racing over Lightning Officer Steeplechase. I saw that at Doncaster. It was then switched to Lingfield, and the next year went to Windsor because the Windsor Race starting jumps racing. I'm not the greatest fan of shifting races around. So the Stock Club have done this with the now Formby Novice Hurdle, what used to be Tolworth, and was debated about why they're doing that. So actually, they were a very good meeting indeed, with Novice Hurdle race over 3 miles, and obviously limited handicap chase over 3 miles half furlong. As well as a Lightning Novice Chase, we've got Mare's handicapped steeplechase over 2 miles 4, a hurdle race over 2 miles 4, handicap over 2 miles over hurdles, and a race in support of India's Jockeys Fund, a great fan of India's Jockeys Fund, and that's over 2 miles 6 and 50 yards. And I would say a good meeting this, and in fact I would have been tempted to go for maybe to even go to this actually if I hadn't actually had plans at Newcastle. It looks a top quality meeting, some really good racing at Windsor turnover jumps at the minute. Which is Saturday at Lingfield, a very valuable race in Winter Oaks. I've been to a trial race of this back in the day in Southall, which is a very valuable race for 1 mile 2 furlongs, plus a novice race over 7 furlongs. Moved to Haydock, another meeting I've done in the past, a few years ago now. The two main ones were Washington Novices Hurdle race over 1 mile 7 furlongs, 144 yards. The Peter Moss Chase, a race back for many years now, over 3 miles 1.5 and basically half a furlong. And also a handicap hurdle over 3 miles and half a furlong. And just about, I have a cut of the £10,000 winner race, just about getting into that one is right at the bottom there, handicap steeplechase over 2 miles 67 yards. Major meeting Ascot, with the Cloud House Chase over 2 miles and just under a furlong. And that's the main race there. We've got also the valuable handicap steeplechase of 2 miles 5, plus a Warefield Mare's Hurdle over 1 mile 7 furlongs, 137 yards. And the other races are good quality as well. Hollywood's handicap hurdle has bound for quite a few years now. I think I remember I saw that when I went to see the Cloud House Chase back in the day. That's over 2 miles 363 yards. But also there's a Juvenile Hurdle over 2 miles, a handicap steeplechase over 3 miles, and an Ascot Novices Hurdle over 2 miles 5, 146 yards. And the same day at Taunton, not quite the quality of Haydock or Ascot, but there's a decent value of the handicap hurdle race with 2 miles 3 furlongs 1 yard. Meanwhile at Fakenham on the Sunday, there's a valuable Queen Boudica. Not quite sure how you pronounce one of his words, he always seems to think he gets pronounced different ways. The series final mares handicap steeplechase, 2 miles 5. I wouldn't have written off getting into that one, but I've been to Fakenham a couple of times. I used to, you can sometimes get quite cheap train tickets around Peterborough. Problem is Sunday was really hard work for Newcastle. First one was 8 o'clock in the morning only, and you really to get to Fakenham because there's a bus out or King's Lane to Fakenham's every 2 hours or something. It's really hard work, and I think it's not so Sunday's not practical. So that's a very valuable race fair, and also there's a mares handicap hurdle over 2 miles 4. And back at Windsor, a very, very valuable Fleur de Lis steeplechase, 165,000 pot in total there. Fleur de Lis steeplechase nearly worth as much as the Clarence House Chase. That's a valuable race for over 2 miles 50 yards. But all 7 races of really good quality, with mares novices hurdle race over 2 miles, but novice handicap hurdle race over 2 miles 4, handicap steeplechase over 2 miles, also handicap over 3 miles, another handicap chase over 3 miles 4 and towards another furlong, and the national flat race over 2 miles.